All right, for our next level of piano, we're going to be adding a third finger. The first thing I'm going to show you is how chords are built, and then I'm going to show you how you're going to organize your fingers to play them in the easiest way. All right, so chords are built by the name of the chord. If you build them in the simplest way, the name of the chord, for example, the C major chord, is going to be the bottom note. And then you're going to simply skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note. All right. Now, you're going to usually do that if the name of the chord is on the bottom, you're going to use your thumb, use your middle finger, and use your pinky. That is going to be our C major chord, all right? And I'm going to write these letters up here on our marker board. We've got our C, our E, and our G, and that's going to be our C major chord. In your music, all you'll see is the letter C. The letter C indicates a C major chord, and when you see that, you'll play the C, the E, and the G. All right, let's look at our next chord, which is an F major chord. And in order to fit all these, we're going to move our hand down here. We've got the F, skip a note, A with your middle finger, skip a note, C with your pinky. Now don't practice this too much because this is not the way we're going to be playing it, all right? I'm just showing you the concept of how it works. As I said before with the C chord, the C major chord, you know, we're doing that play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note. However, when you're playing in reality, it's going to be too cumbersome to be jumping back and forth between chords like this. That does not end up going very well. So I'm going to show you how we're going to work our way around that. Rather than playing an F and an A and a C, we're going to play those same letters, F, A, C, but we're going to play them in a different order. All right, we're going to play our F up here with our middle finger, our A up here with our pinky, and instead of playing the C all the way up top with the three fingers like we had them before, we're going to play that C on the bottom. So the F, the A, and then the C down here with your thumb. So if you remember from the last lesson, we were doing just the C and the F like this. Now you're just adding your pinky to the A. Now watch how much easier this is to go from the C, remember the C, E, and G, to the F, F, A, C. To go like this, rather than going like, this. It's going to be so much easier to play it like this. Another way you can think about it, if you want to focus entirely on your fingers, is when you're going from the C to the F, your thumb stays anchored on the C, and your middle finger and your pinky each move one note to the right. And these fingers should not be tucked under. I'm tucking them under so you can see better, but normally you're going to want to hold them out like this, and your fingers are going to play with a slight curve to them. All right, that's going to help you hit all the different notes. It's kind of like you're making the letter C with your hands. You've got a little bit of a curve there. So practice going back and forth between your C and your F. And once you feel ready, we're going to start with the G chord. Now again, to build a G chord, the notes that you'll need are the G, skip a note, B, skip a note, and D. But again, we're not going to play them in that order because you don't want to jump from the C to the G. That's very cumbersome. So we're going to move that G up to the top right there. Now if you remember from the last lesson, when we did our G chord, we went down with our thumb to the B and our index finger to the D. Now we're just going to add our pinky on the top to the G. And again, don't tuck these fingers under. I'm doing it just so you can see which notes I'm playing, all right? Now this is another thing that I want to show you, just the switch between the C chord and the G chord. It's kind of a nice thing. You can keep your pinky there in place on the G. So you've got that 1 and 3, or excuse me, thumb and your middle finger. In piano, we name these fingers as finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why I have these numbers here for my younger kids. But you're going to use your thumb and your middle finger on the C and the E. Your pinky stays right there, and your thumb moves down to the B, and your index finger moves to the D, and you press them all together. All right? So go ahead and practice. You've practiced moving from your C to your F. Now practice moving from your C to your G. And try to get really comfortable with that. Once you've gone from C to G and C to F, you're going to want to be able to go from the C to the F and then straight from the F to the G, or straight from the G to the F. All right, so practice them in various orders, then start trying it with your music nice and slowly.